Great. Oh, that's way too much. Perfect. Oh, and it's on my glove now. Oh, that's gonna cause trouble. I'll just wipe it off. That'll be fine. Alright, 2 years later, I decided to make another video. First day of canine trapping, mostly coyote. I did have an opportunity to get some skunk and raccoon sets in a couple weeks ago while my buddies were here doing some waterfowl hunting, and I set this spot. There's kind of a rock pile with some dead, used to have some dead cows there years ago, and there's kind of a coulee down in here with some thick cattails, and I did manage to catch a skunk the first night. And then I reset the trap, and it was set here for a few days, and there was a coyote in here. I caught my first coyote of the season here with a 1.5 Victor with the stock chain, stock swivels, and it was a pretty feisty coyote too. He was caught pretty good. This was originally a molehill that I used as a dirt hole. And the mole kept digging up the bait, throwing it out, and I kept coming by here and throwing the bait back in. Now I see he's got a mess. This has been sitting here with the trapline set for a week. So I think I'll go ahead and take this trap out and put a good coyote trap in here and bait it with some coyote bait. Redo the dirt hole, and we'll see what happens. It's Halloween. We have an ugly day today, windy and wet, and tomorrow is supposed to be more of the same. Next week the weather's supposed to be pretty good. So, set when the weather's bad, and then let the trap soak when the weather's good. Seems right. So, I don't intend to get much done this season for trapping, and I don't intend to get much done today. Always too many irons in the fire. But I do hope to get maybe 8 traps set today for canines, coyotes. We do have a few fox, but very seldom. Coyotes are much more prevalent in our area. Dad wants to wean cows this coming week in the next few days. And that's when we have our biggest troubles with coyotes. They just know, and then they know when the calves are by themselves. They just cause trouble. I mean, at this point, the calves are 600 pounds, and they're not going to hurt them at all. They just get them all worked up and cause trouble. So I always like to get the sets out before weaning around the whole place. So we'll see what we can do. When we were here waterfowl hunting, we got lots of duck carcasses and pheasant carcasses, and I kind of spread them out in different piles, and then they're gone. I set some cameras up, and I see a coyote here and there. Nothing, not a lot. We actually have more eagles and hawks getting at the bait piles. In fact, I see a hawk circling us right now. So I'm going to set those bait piles and go from there. Let's see if I can pull this out. Even. Oh, let's see. See what I can do. This has been sitting on the back of my truck for 2 weeks. We've had 2 inches of rain. Still seems to get the job done. These things are lifesaver. I can't imagine trapping without one. I know they're not cheap. These bits weren't cheap many years ago. I want to say I paid $35-$40 for the bit. Then I shortened it up a little bit because it was too long. That's not what she said. And you know, I just buy Milwaukee stuff because I have the batteries and stuff for it already. But I really like the Milwaukee brand stuff. Probably isn't necessary. You could probably find something less expensive. But they're a lifesaver, especially when the ground gets a little froze. They still bust through, you know, a few inches of frost. They'll bust through them. And I have two different sizes. I don't have the small. This is the bigger one. I also have a smaller diameter to get through the frost a little bit easier. I always like to drill the holes first because sometimes you find a rock or something, and then you got to move around a little bit. You got your trap set, and then you want to move around a little bit. That is not going to work. I'm going to kneel down with my coveralls here. I just bought these a few weeks ago. They're nice and clean. And then I change oil and switch engines around on combines, and you got fluids dripping all over you at the end of the day. So this will be fine. These gloves, best I could find for the day. Two different kinds. This one was probably used to PG cows, and this one was used to cement. Ain't got to worry. Got a new sifter this year. This sucker's beefy. What Freedom brand? I'm not sure I like it yet. I think I do. This dirt actually is really good dirt. There's no rocks or pebbles in it. I don't think we need a sifter, but we'll give it a whirl. MB550 for the day. They probably are my favorite trap. Expensive though, my goodness. All traps are getting expensive. Oh, sure, yeah. Had my trap in here, and there's some grouse feathers or something. I have waxed dirt at home. That's good. It's snowing. What the heck? I also didn't bring any salt with. Should be alright though, I think, for a week or two. Hand cover. I like to use landscape fabric. Whatever floats your boat. And I always like to cut the corners out because they seem to cause trouble. Make the pan the lowest spot. Blend it in a little better. That's better. And then I like to, sometimes I like to make a clear path this way, and then sometimes I like to make a clear path that way. Depending on the mood I'm in, what looks nicer, what works better. I think that'll work. I do like this Dakota Prairie Liquid Predator bait. I call it gravy. Got this stuff from a guy. I think he found it in his warehouse, one buried underneath the boxes of stuff. It looks like it's from 2002, but it still seems to work fine. I like to use sheep wool. Mice do like it, and sometimes the mice cause troubles with it, kicking it out, but mice and deer always cause trouble. So there should be lots of scent you get from that skunk. It did spray, and I can't smell it now. But for the first week, or 4 or 5 days afterwards, I could smell it pretty strong. I can't smell it now, but I bet other animals can. So that's coyote set number 1 for the year. This is that pile. Oh, let me clean you up a little. Really decent sized dead cow here a couple of years ago. And there's paths and stuff you can see. Probably raccoons and skunks have been going through here. Just hoping to find a T-bone for the next set or 2. I don't see anything though. And then we've got this little coulee here full of cattails, thick cattails, and there's some random bales here, and then there's some bales put in a row in here, so skunks always like that. So I'm setting this for coyote, but I'd take a skunk, that would be fine. That's why I do like those NB550s, they're 2 coiled. They're not so hard on the skunks and coons when you catch. Given my time for the day, I'm just going to set 1 here. I normally do like to set 2 or 3. Skunk prices. What the heck? Who'd have thought? Well, I hope that lasts. Probably won't. You know, somewhere between $20 and $80, depending on. But at any rate, I'd take a $10 skunk over a $15 coyote any day. This is where I threw some duck carcasses right near this post. I put a camera up there. 1 coyote came through and was here in the middle of the day. Yeah, weird. It was like he was here from about 12:30 to 2. There's nothing left. There must have been 10, 12 different bird carcasses here. They're gone. In the camera, it was actually mostly eagles. Or 2 eagles that did a lot of damage. Or not damage, but ate most of the carcasses, and then there's some hawks, and then the 1 coyote that I saw on the camera. So I'll set maybe a couple sets here. This edge runs, it's kind of a nice thick edge here. It's kind of a nice spot anyways. So I hear quite often to set on sign, and absolutely that's true. If I find sign, I set on it, but there's all this activity here, and there's no obvious sign. I'm sure if I went through here with a microscope, I could probably find some turds or maybe a track, but I see deer tracks, but the ground is hard enough and there's enough residue on here where you can't see a coyote track. So you just kind of gotta use your gut more than look for sign. If I had to look for sign, that'd be a full-time job. Like now that I stand here, I see what looks like could be a new badger digging up there. So maybe I'll have to investigate that. But this is an edge of a field. You know, this obviously around this lake got quite a ways here where coyotes could be traveling through. Edges are always good, and especially if you give them something to, you know, kind of entice them with some bait. They're gonna check this out. Along this edge would be a good spot. This goes on for miles, but what I have permission to trap here probably is 3/4 of a mile of edge here. So I would say anywhere along here would be a good spot. Today's special is either the Duke number 2 or Douglas, or the Bridger number 2 Douglas. I honestly have modified them to be all the same, and I can't tell the difference anymore if you can't read the the pan. I think they're the best trap for the money. I know I used to get them for $12 a piece, and I'd modify them a little, put new chains and swivels on them, and maybe add another $1 into that. I always thought that was a good deal. Just like to blend it in a little bit. The wind's gonna blow 100 miles an hour all day, so it'll probably do this on its own, but just feel like it doesn't stand out so much. I feel like coyotes get a little skittish if they stand out too much. A little eye appeal is okay, but I feel like you can get too much for a coyote. The ducks are circling. They're not happy I interrupted their sleep time. My favorite lure and bait to use together. This is Violator 7 by Cavens. It's got a pretty good skunky smell to it. And this Dakota Prairie Predator bait. It's bobcat based meat. I find really anything bobcat based works well. So Top Dog by Hoosier Trappers is good for me. The Hiawatha Valley is good, and I'm not sure if that's bobcat based. I think it might be. But those three are kind of my main go-to two baits. What is happening here? Help me to understand what's going on here. I ain't got the time for you right now. Oh, I got it all over my hand. Perfect. That stinks terribly. Excellent. Scrape some of this on the rock. Is that a Brandy Carlisle song? Something about a rock. Maybe. Yeah. And I'm going to throw the stick in there. Because, like Jeff Dunlap says, you don't want to throw this stick out there and have the coyote there and there and there. You want the coyote right here, so put the stick there. Makes sense to me. I don't know. Well, I got that all full of grease and automatic transmission fluid, and the trap probably smells like Violator 7 lure. That's fine. It might still catch. But I'm looking at that. Oh, you guys can't see, can you? Well, I don't know if you can see. No, you can't. There, maybe. It looks like a new badger digging. So, let's go check that out. Well, it definitely has visual appeal. I'd say that's a badger working at it. And we're in this cool little area here. There's kind of a corner down here. And I can't not set it. To be honest, I don't ever have very good luck setting on badger holes. I might have luck setting 100 yards from a badger hole, but I never have luck at the badger hole. But I gotta try. I just got to. So let's get her done. My feet are getting cold. Yeah, it's definitely got my curiosity going. It's interesting to have two side by side like that. I see a track. That actually looks like a coyote track. The right one I can't make out, but the one on the left here looks like coyote to me. So they maybe were here to investigate. Yeah, cool little spot. I think I'll just make a new dirt hole in the middle of those two big holes. And we got this cool area here. Feel good. And plus we've got the wind to our advantage. The wind is coming from that direction. And coyotes, badgers should be walking along that edge and maybe pick up a scent here. Let's get her done. It's always nice to be able to trap right next to your truck. I still haven't figured this out. Alright. Oh, yeah, you can see, actually, they've been running between the two. Ha. 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 Blind set. Flat set. Ha. You know, I'm just gonna mess it up and just do a dirt hole set. The ground's not froze. I'm taking advantage of it. There's this way with it. Yep. The thing with badgers, I've learned, is to use a longer chain. No, nothing shorter than this. Because they'll go round and round. If you have a short chain, they'll go round and round and figure that stake out. If you have a longer chain, they stay away from that stake and they won't dig that stake out. They work so hard to get away, and it would be so easy for them to get away. And I've never had one get away. I've had them really close. Too close. I've never actually had one get away. I don't get a lot of badgers. I wish I got more. They're kind of a nuisance. This isn't bad, but sometimes they make bigger holes than this. Hitting them with the sprayer, especially combines, causes issues. Oh, here's some Canadas. Oh yeah, they're landed in the lake. I think this has a walk through. It's gonna be great. This is the one, guys. This is the one that's gonna catch. There, I like that. I like it a lot. Always got to use something skunky for the badger. I'm gonna go crazy here and use some of this stuff. The old Gusto. I'm gonna use my regular gloves. This has been sitting in a pool of water for 9 months. Great. Maybe I won't be using this. Got to be kidding me. Oh, there we go. I feel like I should put a... Wish I had a bone. Wish I had a bone. Do I have a bone? Don't think I have a bone. Ain't got the bone. Do we got a rock? Hello? How can I find 16 rocks every acre? Now I can't find one. Perfect. A rock that resembles a bone. Oh, so that. Actually, let me put the bait in first. Efficiency is the name of the game. I always keep pretty close records of what I use for bait at each set. A few years ago, I don't catch a lot of animals, but a few years ago I caught 4 badgers, and every badger I caught, I had used sheep wool on it. So, What do you think I do? I want that badger here, not there or there. Okay, okay. Okay, I like it. We got all kinds of stuff going on here. And I'm going to put this on the rock. So I got a little bit of that sheep's wool exposed. Do I need this? Great. Oh, that's way too much. Perfect. Huh? Oh, it's on my glove now. Oh, that's gonna cause trouble. I'll just wipe it off. That'll be fine. Alright, so we got walkthrough, dirt hole, a little sheep's wool exposed with bait down there, and a whole bunch of gusto. You know, now that I think about that, why can't I even smell that? I have had that for quite some time, a couple of years. I can't smell it at all. Well, we'll leave it for now. Yeah, I can't smell it at all. COVID. Here we got a rock pile and this trail that runs through here for a ways. I've had luck here before on that grassy hill. That's where we usually throw a dead sheep or two during the summer. I think I'll set right on the trail in the summertime. I would occasionally see scat, both coyote and raccoon on the trail. So I think I'm going to set it. I think we're done driving through here for this farming season. I think I might set it right in the middle of the trail to make the ground a little bit softer. And I'll set one here and probably set one down there a ways, and we'll see what happens. Wonder if maybe a guy could get a flat set in here, hey? Can a guy blend it in easy enough? I'm sure they walk on the tire tracks. I'm sure of it. And maybe I'll give it a whirl. The problem is blending it in. They always figure out the soft spot. Not prime farmland. Alright, don't want to make this bed bigger than I have to. Those MB550s usually set it easier. I'll give one of those a whirl. This is what separates the men from the boys. Blending in. What's that? Flat sets. This is like on frozen ground, and it doesn't sit so bad. Ouch! That was my finger. Wax these traps. Too much wax on them. Yeah, I see the problem. I didn't clean the wax off the... I used to paint my traps. That's why you can see there's still red on them, but I just didn't care for it. There's not much hand tension on this guy. Yep, I like it. Because this ground is hard as a rock here. It's been driven on hundreds of times with large equipment. And then all of a sudden you get the soft spot. Well, the animal's not dumb. They figure that out. Well, I like that so far. I always love watching the guys in Kansas, in the sand hills, or Nebraska, the sand hills of Nebraska. and it's sand. And then all they do is this a little bit and their trap is bedded. Well, I can't do that here. So I got the center of the trap right there. Let's see, maybe I'll just do two. What I'll do is I'll do a little hole here to put some lure in. I'll put a little hole here. Put some lure in. I think what I'm going to do is put a couple rocks there. And this does a couple things. This helps me remember where the trap is when I have to come dig it up. Especially if you get a little skiff of snow, you have no idea where you put this trap. So having these rocks here will help with that. And the other is just kind of a little bit of an eye appeal. Enough to make the animal stop. So I'm liking this, except I wish it was blended in better. See if I can do that. All right, show me love. Yes, yes. I can tell that the trap is here. I don't like that. There, that's better, except I spilled the rock on it. Alright, I like it. As it sits there, might even be better if I do this. Would that help? Probably not. Oh, maybe that does help. Sure. Sure, I like it. This is the one, guys. This is the one that's going to catch. Violators 7-on-1. And then I've been watching those Hoosier guys from Indiana. This jet fuel stuff caught my attention. It's like a turquoise color. It's kind of neat. It's got a sweet smell to it, like a raccoon lure would. So I'm going to give it a whirl here. I don't know if this stuff is supposed to glow in the dark or what. It's certainly had an interesting color to it. Oh no, I got some on my fingers. Oh no. Everything's so soft. That's not what she said. For real though, everything is soft. What's happening? Boy, this Violator 7, it stinks. There. I like it. There we have it.